Welcome to the Deep Dive. Really glad you could join us today. We're about to jump into something pretty interesting, actually. The global art supplies market. Okay, so our plan today, we've got a load of detailed market numbers, forecasts, too, all coming straight from cognitive market research. We're going to unpack it all, pull out the key insights, maybe find some surprising facts, really trying to map out the, let's say, the financial canvas of creativity worldwide.
It is a rich canvas, isn't it? And the data, it gives this really unique economic view. You get to see exactly where art is, well, flourishing across the globe. It's more than just like trends you see online. This is the real financial structure underneath.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's start big picture, the global view.
Yeah.
This market is definitely doing well, more than surviving. Back in 2021, we're talking sales revenue of $11,379.2 million, so over $11 billion. Now, check this out. It's projected to hit nearly $14 billion, $13,887.7 million by 2025.
Okay.
And then a bigger jump, reaching over $20 billion, $20,685.5 million by 2033.
Wow.
Yeah, it works out to a pretty solid compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 5.107% year on year.
Yeah, that 5.1% CAGR, that's quite significant. Steady, healthy growth tells you it's not just some flash in the pan, It's a resilient sector. And that kind of sustained growth, well, it suggests more people everywhere are getting involved with art. Pros, students, just for fun.
Right, it sets the scene really well. So let's zoom in a bit, add some regional color. Where is this happening most? Let's look at the big players in terms of size. Asia Pacific and North America. Okay, first, Asia Pacific. As you might guess, it holds the biggest share, the largest market globally. In 2021, it was already over $5.4 billion, $5,421.78 million to be exact. Projected to climb way up to nearly $9.7 billion, $9,676.66 million by 2033. That's still growing at about 5% a year.
Still strong.
Yeah. And within that, China's obviously a major force, over $1.3 billion back in 2021. But India's growth is really something else.
Ah, yes.
It was around $920 million in 2021, but it's projected to hit $1.86 billion by 2033.
Almost double.
Pretty much. It's got the highest CAGR in APAC among the listed countries, 6.10%.
Yeah.
Japan's also significant. Steady growth there, too, around 4% CAGR.
If we connect that growth in India, especially, it's probably not just population. It feels like a bigger shift, doesn't it? Like art is becoming more central, maybe in education or as careers. Plus, you've got the whole online thing, more access, and that growing middle class with more time and money.
Good point. Okay, let's hop over to North America, also a big region for art supplies. Over $2.3 billion in 2021, $2,331.2 million. Expected to reach over $4 billion, $4,086.14 million by 2033.
Okay.
The U.S. leads, no surprise there. Almost $1.5 billion in 2021.
Right.
Here's a little twist. Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, Canada's showing really strong growth. It's about $629 million in 2021, projected to hit $1.25 billion by 2033. That gives it the highest TAGR in North America, 5.721%, faster than the U.S.
Huh.
Mexico's in there too, but growing a bit slower, around 3.7% TAGR.
So that does make you wonder, right? What's driving Canada's growth specifically? Is it like policy, education focus, different cultural vibes, pushing creativity maybe, something beyond just scale?
Definitely something to ponder. Okay, now for some really vibrant colors on our map. Let's talk about the fastest growing regions, Africa and the Middle East. These are showing dynamic expansion.
Yeah, the growth rates here are quite high.
Let's start with Africa, seeing a really sharp rise. The market was just over $500 million in 2021, $510.921 million. But it's projected to shoot up to nearly $1.3 billion, $1,282.86 million by 2033.
Wow, more than double.
Yeah, and the CAGR is 6.214%. That's one of the highest globally.
Very strong.
And within Africa, Nigeria is really leading the pack. It started at about $144 million in 2021, projected to hit $390 million by 2033. That's a CAGR of almost 7%. 6.962%, the highest in Africa.
Incredible.
South Africa's also growing fast, over 6.6% CAGR.
It's really fascinating to think about what's behind that boom in Africa. You've probably got, better access to education, maybe urbanization playing a role, new cultural movements. Plus, as economies diversify, maybe art just finds more space to, breathe and grow.
Makes sense. Okay, let's pivot to the Middle East, another hotspot for growth. Their market was nearly $898 million in 2021. Projected at over $1.7 billion by 2033. That's a 5.815% CAGR. Still very healthy. Saudi Arabia is a big chunk of that, expected to more than double its market.
Right.
But the UAE, The United Arab Emirates has the strongest regional CAGR. It was about $165 million in 2021, projected to reach over $344 million by 2033,
And the CAGR there?
6.501%, really strong.
Yeah, and you can sort of connect that to the bigger picture, can't you? Places like the UAE, they're investing heavily in culture, tourism, diversifying their economies. It creates this environment, this sort of ecosystem where creative industries and the supplies they need can really take off.
That tracks. Okay, the last couple of regions, these show a bit more, let's say, varied growth. We're calling them the subtle shades. Europe and South America.
Okay.
So Europe. Sales were nearly $1.9 billion, $1,884.87 million in 2021. Expected to climb to over $3.3 billion, $3,320.65 million by 2033. The CAGR was around 4.9%. Solid.
Similar to North America overall, then.
Pretty close, yeah.
Ah.
Germany's the biggest market there.
Yeah.
Steady growth, about 5.1% CAGR. The UK also shows good growth, nearly 5.9% CAGR, projected to double its market size, highest among the big listed countries. But then here's a real curveball, the rest of Europe category.
Ah, the catch-all.
Exactly. For the smaller unlisted countries, it started relatively small, $46 million in 2021, but it's projected to hit over $133 million by 2033.
Okay, so the growth rate.
Get this, 7.232% CGR, the highest regional KGR we've seen anywhere in the data.
Wow. Higher than Nigeria or the UAE's country rates even.
Higher than the overall regional rates, yeah. It's quite something.
That really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's going on in those other European countries? Are there specific nations or maybe like niche art scenes just exploding under the radar? It's like finding hidden hotspots.
Totally unexpected. Okay, and finally, South America. The market was about $343 million, $342.824 million in 2021, projected to reach over $583 million by 2033. The CAGR here is a bit lower, 4.584%.
Okay, still growing but slower.
Right. Argentina has the largest market share currently. Colombia shows the best growth among the listed countries, about 4.8% CAGR. But now, remember that rest of Europe surprise? Yeah. Well, look at the rest of South America. It's the complete opposite story. It started tiny, about $15 million in 2021, and it's only projected to reach about $19 million, $18.981 million by 2033.
So hardly any growth.
Barely. The CAGR is just 1.165%. That's the lowest growth rate in the entire data set we looked at.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a stark contrast, isn't it? Between rest of Europe soaring and rest of South America almost flat. It really highlights how different things can be, even within these broad regional categories. Different dynamics entirely.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's try and pull this all together, put the finishing touches on this picture. What have we seen?
Well, the global art supplies market is definitely expanding. Healthy growth overall.
Yeah.
Asia Pacific, still the biggest piece of the pie in terms of market size. Huge creative economy there.
Right.
But the real accelerators, the fastest movers, seem to be Africa and the Middle East. That's where the growth rates are highest. And key countries like the US, China, India, Saudi Arabia, they're big drivers. But also Nigeria and the UAE with those standout CGRs. Really pushing things forward. Yeah, and a few memorable takeaways for you listening. That incredible difference, right, between the rest of Europe just booming at over 7% growth and the rest of South America barely moving at about 1%. And those individual country growth rates, Nigeria close to 7%, UAE at 6.5%. That shows real concentrated energy. It all just paints a picture of, well, growing demand for creative tools pretty much everywhere, but at very different speeds.
So thinking about all these numbers, this global expansion, these flourishing creative spots, what does it actually suggest about maybe the future of creativity itself? Are we just seeing like a global rediscovery of personal expression, a fundamental shift in how we use our time? Or is it simpler? Maybe just more people picking up a brush or a pen because, well, it's easier to get the stuff now. It's definitely something to think about, isn't it? The power of that blank canvas multiplied across the globe. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the global art supplies market. Always great to explore this stuff with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe keep these insights in mind. Look around your own community. See if you can spot these trends playing out, in local shops or online creative spaces.
Great point. And please do join us again next time for more surprising facts and essential knowledge right here in the Deep Dive.